Hey guys, it's Drew Wayne here. We're back at it with another video, and what are we doing today? Well, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, kind of like a little mini series, I guess. I don't know, like a 5-6 episode series, where we're going to try to build a PC in space. It's going to be in orbit around Kerbin, and it'll be kind of fun. We're just going to basically today build the case, and then we're going to try to dock the other parts into it. So I'm going to make some spaces, some docking ports for like a motherboard, and then a couple hard drives. Well, the power supply, I kind of figured I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna kind of put all the power into the PC case, and we'll just say it's proprietary for right now. It's a Dell, but so yeah, what we're gonna do? Yeah, we're gonna try to dock the parts into it and make a nice little PC in the orbit. After that, I don't know. We might try to send it somewhere. Maybe dock like a booster to it. I don't know. Y'all can put your suggestions in the comments if you care to see more videos like this or with this build. But yeah, that's what we're gonna try to do. This took such a long time that I kind of figure I'm gonna just do it as a series because I didn't want to cut everything down. I kind of wanted to show the build. You know, show the build off would be fun. You know, and some people might be curious to see how I built it, so kind of figured I'd just kind of show that off. I'm not the best at construction on this game, so I took some liberties, you know, and didn't do everything, you know, that maybe somebody else would do. But one thing I did do is I pre-installed the fans because I figured that would be too hard of a thing to do. I mean, it might be easy. You might be able to dock some fans into the case, but I just figured try to make it as little parts as possible. So, you know, a lot of times cases will come with you know, fans. So yeah, I'm pretty sure even mine came with some fans, my Corsair. So yeah, we'll just say that this case came with fans and a power supply. And then another thing that I need to address is probably the wires. I don't think I'm gonna do the wires. I don't know. I might try to do like an EVA and try to like connect shit, but that just seems like it's gonna be really tedious, and I kind of suck at doing that. I have no practice with that type of stuff, so I don't know. If you want to see me do that, once again, just voice your opinion down in the comments, and we'll get to that. But anyways, so as you can see, I'm just adding the fans here, just doing them one by one. I could probably skip over this, but yeah, like I said, I just didn't want to leave any questions unanswered. So if you want to just kind of see how I built it, this is how. So as you can see, I didn't have enough height for the fans to at least to make them look nice and fancy the way I wanted them to, so I had to raise everything. I think I could adjust the size of those blades, but I just decided against it because I do have a, what's it called, tweak scale, the mod. Yeah, I have that installed. But anyways, I just decided this would be the best way. And yeah, as you can see, yeah, if that was bothering you, finally I got it to where those fans aren't clipping. And I'm pretty sure I do add another blade to that other rotor. I'm pretty sure I do, so don't worry about that. We'll get to that. I mean, yeah, there we go. Let me try not to jump conclusions. We'll see it in the footage. But there we go. And then I just gotta kind of tie that everything up, kind of close the loose ends on the build. I pretty much just made everything connected to that one wall on the case. I figured it would be easiest just to do that, and then the other wall could just be well, it's not even really a wall. That's another thing I guess I need to address. I mean, there's no glass in Kerbal, at least not big glass panels that I know of. There might be some mod, but I didn't want to go looking for that, so I just decided that I would get a just make it open, I guess, and kind of just I'll put all the parts in there. It'll look like a PC, you know. We won't care that the glass is on there or not. So this other side will kind of be open. I still tried to tidy up a little bit, but another thing I should address is, as you can see, I was kind of being a dummy with these. What are these? Octagonal brace strut thingies. I ended up not going with this design because it was just too bulky, and I kind of wanted it to have like these mesh covers, but I ended up going with a more janky design, I guess. This would have been janky too, but at the same time it still would have looked, I guess, probably better at the end of the day had I actually tried to tidy it up. So actually I probably should just cut this part out, but oh wow. You'll get to see the moment I realized this isn't gonna work, which was probably coming up short. Yeah, right there, right about there was when I realized, yeah, this looks god awful. So I added some beams over here on each side, and then I kind of just like connected them in the center. You'll see that, and then I just put like struts down the center going vertically. It's not gonna look the best, but it works. I mean, it serves its purpose. I was just trying to kind of get a mesh look, I guess. Might do better in the, future, but when it gets up into space, you hardly notice it. It doesn't look as bad, at least in my opinion. Or maybe I just got used to the ugliness of it. But as you can see, I'm just kind of aligning everything up here, and I got the footage sped up, I think like 600%. I didn't want to speed it up too much because it starts to make you like a little bit dizzy, if I make it too fast. And also I kind of wanted to just make it like, you can clearly see what the hell I'm doing. If, say, you want to build your own PC case, and kind of get some ideas for what to do or what not to do, depending on how you view it. But anyways, so yeah, I'm just kind of getting everything tidied up there. It was a little hard to get those center braces connected. They didn't want to snap. I probably should have rotated everything out and then snapped the middle brace on and then rotated it back in, but instead I opted for awkward camera angles, like a dummy. But yeah, now I'm trying to get everything lined up, kind of ease my OCD and your OCD, because I'm sure that bothers everybody. Yeah, I had to sit there for a good minute and try to rotate all this stuff. Thankfully, if you don't like any of this footage, you can kind of fast forward. I will try to segment everything out so you can kind of see the different parts of the build, along the timeline, so you could see chapter everything out. I think that's what I was thinking. Anyways, I was trying to figure out what the fuck I was trying to say. Oop. Kind of slipped that F word in there. So yeah, now we are basically, just trying to tidy all this stuff, and then I'll go and kind of start working on the back fan here in a second. Like I said, I didn't want to cut this just because, I didn't want to leave any of this out. Maybe in a future video I'll kind of try to chop everything up, but for now I'll just leave everything in. So yeah, kind of adding some struts, because you know how Kerbal be. So I went ahead and added some struts all the way, on the side to kind of support it, because the way I'm connecting everything, if you don't add any struts, the one side's gonna be kind of wobbling from the other side, and you'll just kind of see a split kind of on the middle, or I guess along that seam. It wouldn't look good. It would look very janky, very Kerbal-y. So I was trying to avoid that. But overall, it turned out to be fairly stable. We even almost wrecked it. You'll see that too. But just foreshadowing. Not even foreshadowing. I'm just giving it to you straight. But yeah, there you go. I'm adding some legs on there, kind of make it kind of like a real PC case. I thought it was comical. But so yeah, kind of auto strutting some parts just to kind of reinforce it. Didn't auto strut everything, but just, you know, some random parts just to kind of keep it all glued together. And this is me adding the back fan, the exhaust fan, which I ended up making a lot smaller. Because yeah, I still wanted to have the spot for like the I don't know what you call it, the part of the motherboard that's gonna have like the USB slots and stuff. I want that. I don't know how I'm gonna implement it, but I'm gonna try to have a spot for that. So I made this fan a lot smaller, and then also I'm gonna make it come from the other side because that's just like the most logical thing to do. As you can see, I'm using a lot of tweak scale to make these things work. So if you don't have that mod, it might be a little bit harder to make this, but with the mod, it's just it's a lot easier. You just kind of make shit fit if you need to. I try not to use tweak scale too much because it can get buggy sometimes. I especially recommend not using it on like the landing gear or anything like wheels, because that's definitely gonna result in something bad. Other than that though, I mean, yeah, you can pretty much use it for a lot of other things and it'll work pretty well. It'll serve its purpose. Definitely a mod I recommend if you don't have it or never heard of it, but most people have heard of it by this point. If you played Kerbal for any amount of time at all and seen mods, you've probably seen tweak scale. So yeah, I'm just adding some more bracing. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do the back. I didn't want to make it too closed off because I don't know exactly where the GPU is gonna fit. So I kind of just made these bars and kind of left it open. We'll just say more airflow. It's definitely an open case, but it's okay. There's not even going to be air in the vacuum of space, so I guess it doesn't really matter what we do. I think it's kind of funny that we're building this PC case with fans and it's going into space. But you know, kind of adds to the joke. Gonna also put an air cooler on the CPU, and then when I build the GPU, I'm gonna try to put a fan in there. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that button. You know, and if you like this video, you know, go ahead and hit that like, leave a comment, let me know what I did right, wrong, what you like, all that good stuff. Just trying to keep these things chill. You know, mildly entertaining, but I can kind of show you the crazy stuff that you can do on this. I know people do crazier stuff, but yeah, this is just this is one of the crazier things that I've done. So kind of more wacky things, I guess. Sending a PC case up into space, but I've never really seen anybody do it before. I think I've seen PCs on Kerbal and I've seen like GPUs on Kerbal, but I don't think I've seen anybody actually build a PC in orbit. So that's what we're going to be trying to do. So yeah, as you can see right now, I added what is that, reaction wheel, possibly. Added big batteries, reaction wheels, whatchamacallit, a generator, fuel tanks, and then the pipes are just for show, you know. I am gonna add some just random pipes and struts to kind of look like wires, but I just wanted to make it look like something's coming out of the power supply. So I'll connect more stuff to that later and kind of have it go up the build. This isn't going to be your normal case. There isn't really going to be a backside, so I'm just going to put everything, like the hard drives just in the bottom there. Yeah, it'll kind of be a plain Jane case, but it'll be interesting. I'm really looking forward to the motherboard. That will be the funnest part, in my opinion, trying to dock that. But as you can see, I tried to add way too big of a docking port to the back there, but adding a smaller one now. That's gonna be where I dock the motherboard. So the motherboard's gonna go there. The two bottom ones are gonna be hard drives, I guess. I don't know. I kind of figured that's where hard drives are gonna go. And then on the motherboard, I'll have slots for the RAM, the CPU, and the GPU. And I'm thinking I might also have a slot on the CPU for the cooler. I don't know, but there you go. You can see I'm kind of closing it off right there, and we're getting pretty close here to end of the build. Now I'm just trying to make some minor adjustments to make everything work, make everything look kind of smooth and good and integrated, I guess. So yeah, it's not perfect, but I hope you guys like the build. And of course it looks worse right now when it's not in space and the lights aren't on. Also, I don't know if you could tell, well, I don't think I've added them yet. Gonna add RGB lights to the fans. I think that would be like one of the final touches. Adding a little probe there, actually one of the bigger ones, to control it so I don't need the Kerbals. I know all this is probably overkill, especially because this thing doesn't really weigh that much, but I'm just trying to get the point across, just trying to make everything easy. Also, I was worried that with those fans, all the fans spinning, it was going to create like this crazy gyroscopic, I guess, effect. So, yeah, I wanted just a lot of control, much control. But yeah, there we go. I added the solar panels. I don't know, it just kind of was a good idea there. And of course, it didn't really fit all that well, so I had to add that kind of awkward corner in there. Hope that doesn't bother you. It kind of bothered me, but I don't really look at the top that much when I'm looking at the PC, so it's okay. We'll just say that was a manufacturing defect. This is a Dell after all. So there we go. We got that going in. I think I'm getting ready. Oh, okay. So I'm adding the lights here. So those are cool because they're going to spin with the fan. So we're going to have spinning RGB lights that are going to be different colors. So that'd be cool. It'd be cool if you... I don't even know if there's a way to make them change colors, like with a program. I don't know. Might try to see that. But yeah, there might be like a toggle color or something like that. But anyways, this is me just adding actions to everything, and then we're gonna test it. Just test the fans, make sure everything works. So there we go. You've got everything working, and it doesn't look like it's getting torqued around too much, so it's not too bad. I try to make everything kind of equal force, so the outside fans are spinning one way, the middle fan's spinning another way, and I think the back fan is spinning the same direction as the middle fan. Of course, that I didn't really pay much attention to how the blades were oriented, so might be creating random effects. But as you can see, I started up in the force and we started actually getting some propulsion out of it. So yeah, yeah, you can't say this case doesn't have enough cooling power. It will actually push itself forward. So there we go. We got some positive pressure. Too bad it's going to be in a vacuum. So yeah, now I'm going to add this. We're going to actually build the rocket. So this is going to be overkill. Second stage. We're going to attach that to a first stage and then just make it simple. I gave it tons of fuel just in case I had to do any crazy maneuvering. And I was just afraid this thing was going to be mega unstable. It turned out not to be too bad. I definitely had to worry though about the separation, and you're gonna see the separation is definitely a little bit close, a little bit of a close call. But anyways, so we're building the massive fairing around it. That's another reason I had to build the massive fairing. So I was trying to make the rocket as big as possible without being too ridiculous. So this is kind of what I ended up making. I know I could have made it bigger, or you know, added actually the taller sections of fuel tank, but whatever. I was just being easy. I had that part, so I just duplicated it. I do that a lot. in most of my builds, so probably don't go about this the way that I should, but it's all good. So here we are. We pretty much got the rocket done. I'm just kind of looking at the Delta V. I just wanted like almost, you know, at least 4,000 or somewhere close to it, just in case I had to make some adjustments. I ended up not having to do anything crazy, so it is what it is. As you can see, we actually had a pretty good thrust to weight ratio off the pad pretty quickly. Already at 100 meters per second. This footage is not sped up, so right here. You can look at the clock for confirmation on that. But yeah, we're starting our gravity turn here, kind of getting that going. I always like to start my gravity turn. I know everybody's different, so I'll just go ahead and say it. I start my gravity turn when my speed is at 100 meters per second. And then I try to just look at my altitude and get at a 45-degree-ish angle by 10,000 meters. That's kind of my parameters. I find if you start it before 100 meters per second, you just it makes things wonky. You can tip over really easy, and you can still tip over with my method, especially if you have a really unstable rocket. But this thing turned out to be pretty stable. The gimbal was a little obnoxious, but it's okay. I did speed up some of this footage, just the parts where I'm in the map. Here's the the separation here on that booster, and as you can see, I freaked out. I was like, wow, holy shit. But poo came out when I saw that, but it turned out not to be a big deal. Nothing got damaged. So there goes the first stage. We just expended it. We're not going to recover it or anything. I'm not SpaceX. You know, the thing is, I'm not a computer, so I don't really care about trying to recover stuff. You know, a lot of people care about that stuff, but I like to enjoy the game, not stress too much about that stuff. I'll do it in my free time, but I'm not going to do it for like these kinds of missions, you know. Here we go. We're going to do our orbital burn. And I think this is the last burn I do. As you can see, we have way too much fuel, but it's okay. We're just going to expend that, and then after that, we'll just have the case so it won't look all ugly. I turned on the fans here, so I thought this was pretty cool. This was just me making sure it was working, and then here we go. This is what it looks like with the lights on at night. So yeah. Looking forward to the next video there, and we're gonna try to insert a motherboard into that, and of course, after that, we'll try to maybe put some. I don't know what order we're gonna do things, but yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Appreciate y'all watching, and yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe.